Hey Juventini, welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel. I'm Alberto. It's Tuesday, August 3rd, and I'm going to fill you in on all the news coming out of camp today surrounding Juventus. Welcome to Juve Today. All right, Juventini, real quick, rail out of the gate here. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please check out our sponsor, stripedheartsapparel.com, with some great Juve merchandise as well as Azzurri merchandise too. Now, without further ado, the news for Tuesday, August 3rd surrounding Juventus. We're going to kick it off with Demiral, all right? So, Demiral, it's apparent that he may head to Atalanta, and the deal looks like a $5 million loan with a option. Okay, option to purchase at 25 million euros. It would turn into an obligation on certain criteria if it were met. And I think the main one right now is appearances. So there's a lot of different ways to feel about this particular move. Right out of the gate, if we were going to loan him with just an option to purchase, I would say, no, what's the point? Keep him amongst our team, even if it is fourth option or whatnot, because I feel we'll just get stuck with him again at the end of that season. However, another way to look at it is if he's not going to get the minutes he requires this season, if he goes there, if he does well, he comes back to us, but they could exercise that option and you might get hurt again, a la Christian Romero situation where he went to Atalanta, did well. He's about to sell for 50 million. We sold to Atalanta for about 18. So there's a couple different ways to look at this. Very, very interesting. Now, Juventus is being reported that they want to maintain control over Demiral. But again, you have an option set in there. So it's a very, very strange one. If it's, for me, it needs to be a sale if you're going to even move him at all. Otherwise, I just don't see the point because ultimately it will be in Atalanta's hands. So even the control, this supposed desire that Juve wants to control Demiral still after the end of the season, the option lies with Atalanta. So if he does well, we lose him and we do it at a price that isn't all that great in the long run. So interesting stuff. But let me know how you feel about this whole Demiral scenario. Next up, some guys making it back to camp. Bernardeschi making it back, getting a good ovation from the Juventini outside of J Medical there as he makes his return. Bernardeschi wants to stay at Juventus. He never even considered leaving during this particular mercado. He wants to find space in Allegri's team. However, if he does not, he could be looking for a change of scenery come winter mercado. So again, eyes will be on Bernardeschi this particular season to see. One of the friends of the All Juve cast here on Twitter dropped a bombshell yesterday saying he's going to have 7 goals and 7 assists this particular season. I don't know about that one, but we'll see what happens. Juve apparently still following Isco. Okay. He's not going to renew his contract with Real Madrid. They are looking at selling him around 25 million euros, and Juve values him at around 18 million euros. For me, the time has passed on this one. I would stay away from Isco. I just don't see the point at this point in his career and whatnot. And if we're tied up tight already, I wouldn't take that chance on this particular player because you have to have him fit a certain system. So I probably would not do that at this moment. In other news around Juventus, Marley Ake has tested positive, the U23 player. Tested positive for COVID. He has been around some first team guys, so we hope for the best in terms of any type of transition of COVID, and also for a speedy recovery for Marley. Locatelli. It is reported that Locatelli is increasingly frustrated at the holdup in the deal between Sassuolo and Juventus. Welcome to our nightmare, Loca. Juve fans have been very, very frustrated with how long this thing has taken to get going and get done. I do still see an end to this deal with Locatelli coming, but again, the threat of alternatives and Juve backing out is starting to increase. You have multiple journalists reporting that, Juve might pull out of the deal and look to have Locatelli join next season. This is very, very frustrating to hear. Again, I take it with a grain of salt. I still see Juventus finishing this deal because they've just invested way too much time. At this point, at this juncture in the Mercato, even with a month left or whatnot, you've invested so much time. You're so close. Find that deal and get it done. You've spent far too much time. We need to get this guy to our camp now. He's gone his medical at Sassuolo. We need to get him to camp. We need to get him in Allegri's system here to train with it and become a key cog for us this season. So get him over here now. All right, let's bring Loca in. Last, certainly not least, a CR7 exit being reported that should not be off the table or out of everyone's mind as of yet. This still could happen, obviously, with eyes on PSG, what they're going to do. Real Madrid has shown some interest. So there still is some interest there. And Jorge Mendes, his agent, continues to probe and find a solution for Cristiano Ronaldo should one of those opportunities arise. So we'll see what ends up happening there with CR7. Again, as it gets later in the Mercato, very, very interesting. If something were to happen, we would have to find an alternative very, very quickly. So it's interesting stuff. And last but certainly not least, Barcelona this weekend in a friendly for Juventus. And after that, you can expect a few more friendlies at the least. So that's where we stand as of Tuesday, August 3rd. No big news, but again, I think it's going to be a crucial week. We already saw the Chiellini extension. Expect Cuadrado extending his contract. Again, Dybala's contract needs to be extended, and that should happen. And again, all eyes on this Locatelli watch, and now Mehdi Demiral. Milenkovic, we talked about it yesterday. He is linked with Juventus. They have inquired. Again, not sure they're going to pull the trigger if just Demiral moves, but if Demiral and Rugani, as Rugani's got some interest there out of Lazio, if both of them move, Milenkovic should come in. And another name to not forget about is that of Romagnoli from Milan. He could also be a possibility of joining should those two center backs leave Juventus. So that's everything for today. Again, like the video, drop your comments on all the news, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for all the awesome stuff we have planned for you this season on the All Juve cast. Forza Juve, fino alla fine.